In the heart of Lagos, a bustling city of vibrant colors and relentless energy, lived Amina, a resilient and humble young woman in her early 20s. With skin the color of rich mahogany and eyes that reflected both the pain and perseverance of her life, Amina had known only hardship. Sold into servitude as an infant, she worked tirelessly in the household of a merchant, unaware of the royal blood that flowed through her veins. Queen Monarchy, a formidable figure with an aura of regal dignity, was Amina's grandmother. Her silver hair was often wrapped in an ornate gele, and she wore traditional Yoruba attire adorned with intricate beadwork that signified her high status. Despite her age, her eyes remained sharp and full of wisdom. Monarchy had spent years mourning the loss of her son, Prince Adewale, who was tragically killed in a coup when Amina was just a baby. This coup led to Amina being hidden away and sold into servitude to protect her from those who sought to end their royal lineage. The palace was a magnificent structure, with grand halls filled with ancient artifacts, bronze plaques, and carved wooden sculptures that spoke of a rich cultural heritage. The lush gardens surrounding the palace were a haven of tranquility, filled with vibrant flowers and tropical plants. The story took a dramatic turn when King Adeyemi, Amina's grandfather, suddenly passed away. His death sent shockwaves through the kingdom, and Queen Monarchy was thrust into a race against time to find her long-lost granddaughter. Without Amina, the throne was vulnerable to the ambitions of Chief Olimide, a cunning and ruthless leader of a rival faction. Chief Olimide, a man of imposing stature and sharp features, had his sights set on seizing power and would stop at nothing to ensure his dominance. As Queen Monarch's envoys scoured the city of Lagos, Amina's life was abruptly disrupted. The envoys, dressed in the traditional attire of royal emissaries, brought with them an aura of urgency and authority. When they found Amina, her world was turned upside down. The revelation of her royal heritage was both a blessing and a curse, as it thrust her into a dangerous political landscape. Amina was swiftly moved to the palace, where her transformation began. She was given a room befitting a princess, adorned with luxurious fabrics and traditional decorations. She underwent extensive training in royal etiquette, learning the ways of the court, the history of her people, and the responsibilities of her new role. Her days were filled with lessons from the kingdom's most esteemed scholars and advisors, who taught her everything from public speaking to the intricate customs of royal ceremonies. Despite the palace's grandeur, danger lurked within its walls. Chief Olimide, aware of Amina's presence, began to orchestrate a series of plots to eliminate her. He bribed some of the queen's servants to assist him, creating a web of deceit and treachery. The first attempt on Amina's life came in the form of a poisoned meal. A loyal servant, who overheard whispers of the plot, rushed to intercept the food just in time, saving Amina from a deadly fate. The palace was thrown into turmoil as Queen Monarchy tightened security and began an investigation to root out the traitors. Undeterred, Olimide's next plot involved a nighttime assassination attempt. Bribed guards were sent to Amina's chambers under the cover of darkness. In a tense and heart-pounding sequence, Amina narrowly escaped with the help of a faithful bodyguard who had remained loyal to the queen. The ensuing confrontation was fierce, but the would-be assassins were captured and exposed. Realizing the threat she posed, Olimide escalated his efforts, launching a final, desperate attack on the palace during a grand royal event. As his men breached the palace walls, Amina, now under the protection of the royal guard, faced her would-be captors with newfound bravery. In a climactic confrontation, Amina stood defiantly before Chief Olimide. Her transformation from a humble servant to a confident princess was complete, as she declared her rightful place in the kingdom. The story reached its pinnacle with Amina's royal dedication ceremony. The grand ceremonial hall of the palace was adorned with vibrant banners and traditional symbols, and the air was thick with anticipation. The hall was filled with the kingdom's subjects, dressed in their finest traditional attire, their faces beaming with pride and hope. Amina entered the hall, dressed in an exquisite royal outfit. The fabric was rich and colorful, adorned with intricate beadwork and gold embroidery. Her hair was styled in a majestic updo, crowned with a resplendent gele. She walked with grace and confidence, a far cry from the servant girl she once was. Queen Monarchy stood at the altar, holding the royal crown. Her eyes were filled with tears of joy and pride as Amina knelt before her. The queen placed the crown on Amina's head, and the hall erupted in cheers and applause. Amina rose, now officially recognized as Princess Amina, the rightful heir to the throne. As the ceremony concluded, Amina addressed the crowd, her voice strong and steady. She spoke of her journey, her gratitude, and her commitment to leading the kingdom with wisdom and compassion. The people of the kingdom saw in her the resilience and strength of their heritage, and their faith in the future was restored. In the end, Amina's story was one of courage, transformation, and destiny fulfilled. Her rise from obscurity to royalty not only secured the future of her kingdom but also honored the legacy of her family. The Secret Heir of Nigeria was a tale that resonated with the timeless themes of hope, identity, and the unbreakable bonds of blood.